I'm sorry, man. I just got a text. It's a guy I used to work with, and we were texting back and forth. He's like, "You guys got kids yet?" And I said, "Come on, you know I don't have a kid." And he goes, "I know you don't have a kid, but animals count. I have 3 things that came from my balls. 4 if you count the one still in my wife's abdomen. Don't wreck your life like I did mine and these other 5 people."
God.
I'm supposed to say these are the most rewarding times of my life. Seriously, don't have kids.
Jesus.
At least he's honest, man. Oh, I like it when people are honest about it. Anyways, we're supposed to be sort so in all your moves, what's your worst move?
Well, I was wondering on that because one of the worst moves involves the both of us moving.
Now, hang on a minute.
It's gonna get a little personal.
Is wondering a verb?
I don't know.
Did you just? I was wondering on that.
Whatever. Pondering over.
I mean, but it works. I think it's a thing. I just don't think it's something that people say a lot. I really like it. I was wondering on that. You know how people say, "Oh, I itched that." Like they'll use itch instead of scratch.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, but maybe wondering, I'm with you, man.
I was wondering, pondering on that.
I was wondering on that. Like
pondering
and wandering
in Troy, Alabama, with no wheel. Then 7-minute death metal solo.
Yeah. If my trip to Troy was a song, it would be like 20 straight hours of that Johnny Cash cover of the song Hurt.
Oh, God.
Just playing.
You actually went sadder than I did. We were talking about Goodbye Horses.
That would just be it. Would just be that song playing for 20 straight hours. If you want to know what it's like to go spend a day in Troy, Alabama, listen to Johnny Cash's rendition of Hurt 20 fucking times in a row.
Jesus.
Anyways.
Man, that's rough. That's like being put in that fucking negative sound room and just seeing how long it takes you to just flip your shit.
Yeah, but anyways, I've been wondering again, what was your worst move?
My worst personal move that I was involved in was my mother and I moved from you know what? Let's be a little bit more vague than that. We moved from one suburb of Atlanta to another suburb of Atlanta, from one apartment to another.
Okay. I know the move you're talking about.
Yeah, this is where we headed up a little bit north.
All right. I threw my back out helping you on this move.
Yeah, well...
On the back end of it, on the back end. This wasn't a one-day move.
No, this was a multi-part disaster that went on for a long time.
Yeah.
But the coup de grace on that was, you were around. You helped us move like a carload.
Yeah.
And some stuff of some odds and ends. But we actually hired movers for this. A few weeks earlier.
Hang on a minute.
What?
What the fuck was I moving your stuff for if you hired movers?
Man, because, dude. All right, so the movers, we hire the movers, and this is where your asterisk on fucking use good movers comes in. You can read every review in the world, and you can call, and you can ask, and you can check, and you can know people. Doesn't matter, man. Sometimes you just get fucked.
Well, right, because what you don't know, let's just say you're using ABC movers. what you don't know is if the crew that you got that day just got hired last week, or if that crew, because they typically put people together in crews of 3 to 4 guys. And if you get a shitty crew, so this move that we did come into Washington, on the back end, back in Augusta, Georgia, we had a shitty crew. They showed up to my house 26 hours late. They were supposed to have 3 people. They only had 2. It took them almost 14 hours to pack and load my stuff, and they got drunk on the job.
Oh, my God.
So, anyway, yeah. You're right. There's no way of knowing if you're going to get the best or the worst. But go ahead with your story.
Yeah, okay, so we check it out. Everything's good. A few weeks prior, we had lost a vehicle for reasons, and so we were down the 4Runner, which would have been a big old help, which is how you got involved on what I want to say was the tail end of it.
You know why? Because I had that fucking station wagon.
Yeah, you were in the station wagon.
God, I never should have got rid of that thing.
Well, or never purchased it or had been born in the first place. But that be that as it may. So we check it out. Everything sounds good. We shop like 3 different companies. This one was priced somewhere in the middle, but it sounded really good, and we knew a couple people who had used them in that area, so great. Supposed to be a team of 2. The job was supposed to be 6 hours, I want to say. We packed. They didn't pack, so we were all packed up. We were ready to go. All the furniture was broken down.
So you had to do the packing, and then they were just going to come in and move everything.
We packed the boxes, arranged them in the room. Like, man, dude, well, at this point in my life, we were fucking pros already. So we knew not to have shit around,
Yeah.
So aside from a few things that we didn't want the movers to move, which is what you ended up lending a hand with, everything else is in boxes. We had an estimate done. This was before mobile phone pictures were really available, but we had a down to the box estimate. We had a down to the piece furniture estimate. Everything was solid. 6 hours. That was supposed to be gracious. They were saying, oh, you know what? It'll probably only be 4 hours, but whatever. Supposed to have 2 guys, right?
Yeah.
In I want to say a 28-foot truck. Not the biggest, not the smallest.
Okay.
So, 2 days beforehand, we have this set up a week in advance. Got all our checks in the block. All the ducks are rowed. Everything's good. 2 days beforehand, it begins. Hey, we have a lot of people booked that day. We may not be able to get to your house on time, so we're letting you know in advance. We have a slot open the next day.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, cool. We don't mind because they're all in advance. That's not going to hurt us. We have a few days gravy between places. It's okay.
Right.
All right, great. So, morning of the original day that we're supposed to have a truck that was a small truck.
Okay.
They pulled up with a trailer, like a U-Haul trailer.
Right.
With one dude. Hey, man, I'm here to do the move. No, you're not.
And if I remember that apartment, you weren't on the first floor, you were second floor apartment.
Yes, we were above another apartment.
Okay.
Which, yeah, that sucked. That was when we were over that college fucking party apartment.
Yeah.
That sucked ass.
Yeah, it does. Anyway. Fucking apartments blow. That's another conversation for another day. But, okay, so I remember the place. Yeah. So he shows up, just one dude in a U-Haul trailer.
One dude in a U-Haul size, tow behind the truck thing.
Yeah.
No, this is not right. And he's like, yeah, man, address, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, no. So he insists on coming in. Okay, great. He looks at it. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. No, I'm supposed to be somewhere else. You're tomorrow. Okay, that's fine. Well, next day, we call just to check in. It's about 2 hours before they're supposed to get here. Oh, no, they moved you yesterday. What? No.
Hang on. That guy got told that you had already been moved?
Yeah, somehow when he called home fucking base and shit, he like either told them that we canceled or that we had been moved. We hadn't even paid anybody, obviously, because we hadn't been moved yet. So what the fuck, man? So no, we're not canceled. We're calling to check in. We're supposed to be moved today. Oh, okay. Well, we can do you tomorrow, Sunday. What? You move on Sunday? Okay, whatever. Fine. So, date and time, we're supposed to start at like 10, and they say the same time estimate. Yeah, everything's cool. So the next day, a 26-foot truck with 3 guys shows up.
All right, now we're talking.
And we're like, okay, not exactly what we asked for, but close enough.
Really, you're
right?
looking for like a 30-foot truck. 34-foot truck.
Yeah, we were expecting like a 28-foot truck with 2 dudes.
Yeah.
So we got like a 26 with 3, but they're like, no, we can do it. This is okay. This won't affect what you paid, blah, blah, blah. This comes from them. So they get started, right?
Yeah.
And they're doing their thing. Everything's going okay. Then one of them starts talking about, man, my back just, oh, man, it's so messed up. So we're like, all right, well, we were only supposed to have 2 guys anyway. That's cool, right? And they're like, oh, yeah, no, it's good. So guy 3, halfway through the move, he goes down to the truck. He's done.
Okay.
His back's fucked. He's not going to help anymore. Meanwhile, when he bails, we're supposed to be 4 to 6 hours. It's 3 hours in. They're not done loading. And the other 2 guys are like, well, it's it's about 12:30 and fucking we're hungry, so we're going to go get lunch. It's like, what? No. Like, you can't. Well, do y'all have anything? No, we don't have lunch. We're moving.
Okay.
Like,
Can I stop you for a second?
Yeah.
Because, all right, when we moved here to Washington, let me tell you something. We had our movers come here. This move hasn't been my worst, but it's been up there. And they came on a Saturday. It was supposed to be 4 guys to drop all my stuff off. 2 guys showed up. Anyways, it's getting to be kind of close to lunchtime. So I say to the guys, hey, I'm going to order some pizza. Because usually I'll try to hook the movers up. Because their jobs suck or whatever, right? And I said, hey, I'm going to order some pizza. You guys want anything? What kind of pizza do you like? You know what the fucking guy said? He goes,
what?
He's like, ugh. You know how often we get offered pizza? Can't you get something else?
God.
And, it's like, you know what? Here's how you respond to that. If you're tired of pizza, you just go, oh, no thanks, we're good. Or, yes, I would love some pizza. Those are the 2 allowed responses. Not, well, I'm fucking sick of pizza, so since you're offering, because on top of the good salary, movers make decent money. It's a hard fucking job. There ain't no doubt about it. But they make decent money.
And it's their job.
Yeah.
You're paying them for their job. And these guys were already, like a week late and shit?
They were a week late. So, I was just like, yep. And so, I didn't say anything. I was like, all right. I went in and I talked to the wife. I said, look, these guys don't want pizza. They want whatever. So I said, hey, why don't you go down and get us a couple fucking sandwiches, and we'll eat lunch. So that's what we did. We had lunch, and the guy later goes, when's the pizza getting here? I said, I didn't order it. But I'm sorry. But that just made me think of that. So your guys went and got lunch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, because this is before I'd grown a backbone, because, I mean, we're still early 20s at this point.
Well, and you also just figure, whatever, they're going to do the move, right? That's your mind.
Yeah,
I don't know where this story's going. I've actually never heard this story, but what I realize is that, all right, they're there to do the move. They came, they got some stuff done, they're running late, now they're going to get lunch. Okay.
Yeah, they're running late on packing. They've got all of the most of it, but there's still a couple of big things and a shitload of boxes because for some reason they all get into this is cutting back in time a little bit for where I was, but they get into this big debate on how to load the fucking truck.
Yeah, they always do.
Which I guess because it's a different truck for the job, so they don't have it all laid out, I guess. Because every other time I've used a mover and they showed up with the right amount of people, it was like, okay, beds, thing, entertainment unit, bam, bam, box, 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 done. No. This was, well, if we do that first, then this won't fit. They're playing Tetris, which is part of the reason why they're late. So every few boxes, every couple of big pieces of furniture, when they get down to the bottom of the stairs, they just stop and have themselves a little chat. One of them lights up a smoke.
Taking their time.
They sit
Taking
there.
their time.
Yeah, taking their sweet ass time.
Yeah, my guys were fucking tossing a football with each other.
And it's like, hey, the time factors into what we pay. The hourly whatever charge.
Yeah.
So we're starting to get a little fed up because it's like, why are we taking lunch? Like you guys only have so much left. It'll only take you like 20 minutes.
So
like,
you had
we'll get you lunch.
You had to pay them more based on the amount of time they worked.
Well, I'm getting there.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we had a time estimate. So we're working on an hourly. It's like up to a certain amount of time was this much, but then after that, I think like after 4 or 5 hours, every hour was more.
Okay.
So that's how it worked. It was like a cell phone plan. All the overage was more money. So we were like, look, let's just get the thing loaded up.
Yeah.
We'll spot you lunch, but do it on the drive. Nah. We'll just go get it. Well, unbeknownst to us, they leave the fucking clock running.
Yeah.
They proceed to go get something, quote, to eat. They're gone for an hour. So finally they dawdle their way back. Third guy's gone. He's gone. Don't know where, don't care. Only 2 of them left. And so right there, we're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is when it started to get, what the fuck is going on? So me and Mom were like, look, guys, you were gone for an hour. I want to see the timesheet. That was a mistake.
Yeah.
Because after that, it was us and them.
Okay.
So now the tone is set, and we're halfway to the point of wanting to be like, you know what, fuck.
Yeah,
this.
and that's that.
Take our shit
That's
off
that
the truck
weird balance
and go.
that you have to march with the movers or the balance you have to take with the movers because, yes, they're working for you, they're being paid, but like if you,
They're just guys.
yeah, and if you piss them off, they can fuck your stuff, and
Yeah, they have your home open. They have you displaced. I'm a 20-year-old kid. I was sick. I wasn't like now I can go out into public with my beard and shit if I have it going on, and I can go, ugh, and I can scare most people.
Yeah.
Back then, I still felt like a 17-year-old kid.
Oh, sure.
So I'm like scared of these dudes.
Yeah.
They're all huge guys. Me and single mom, what are we gonna fucking do?
Yeah.
If he just starts lighting our shit on fire, we're just gonna be like, yeah, well, you can do whatever, just don't hurt us.
Right.
So that's the situation we're in. So we're talking like, we need to just pull the plug on this. So we get on the phone to the office. Manager's at the office. He's like, don't worry about it. I'll make a call. I'm going to straighten this out. Everything's fine. Now, you're not going to pay for their lunchtime, blah, blah,
Right.
blah. So, all right. So then he calls them. Dude says like, whatever. He gets off the phone. He's pissed. So get everything loaded finally. It's been like, I want to say 5 hours by this point. We got started around 10, really around 10:30, and by this point it was 11, 12, 1, 2, coming up on 3. So take off across town. Like we're going about, 3 towns across the north side of Atlanta and the suburbs. So yeah, it'll take about 35, 40 minutes.
Yeah, give or take with traffic. Yeah.
On Sunday.
Yeah, shouldn't be much traffic.
Takes them an hour and a half to get there. We show up at the new
So
place.
they probably stopped off at the fucking gas station for some smokes and whatever, and
Well, what they actually did was, because the manager bitched them out, what they did was they changed what they marked for lunchtime, but they marked their departure time at when they left, and then added that to the trip.
So they got their lunch paid for by travel time, which it's hard for you to
Right.
argue. I gotcha.
Well, especially since they drove the fucking truck around.
Yeah, and how do you prove it?
Because
How do
the-
you prove? Well, I got there in 35 minutes. It took them an hour and a half. And
Well, the shitty thing about it was, like I'm saying, they drove the truck around, so they charged us mileage too.
Jesus. See, I've never had
Yeah,
to do it
and
with a
it's like-
private company. Well, no, I did do a move with a private company. It was a flat rate. I negotiated before time. We didn't pay them hourly like that. That sucks. You shouldn't
Yeah.
have agreed to that deal.
Well, we didn't know,
Oh, okay.
you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, this
like
was
I
your
said,
first time
every-
using movers.
Well, in a long time. But the thing about it was, like I said, every review we knew people that knew this place.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It was not a small time company. This was a major chain.
Yeah. Okay.
I just haven't used the name.
Sure.
But you know, and we had used another region of this company before. So this was all new fucking
Hang
territory.
on a minute.
But here's the
What are the
thing.
major chains of moving? I could think of a moving company. If I guess it, would you say it?
It's My Two Sons.
Oh, I don't even know that one. I get.
Yeah, well,
I
there's
only
a
know
few.
2 guys in a truck.
Yeah, there's 2 men in a truck. There's my Two Sons, I think, My Sons, something like that. It's an Atlanta area mover.
Okay.
But yeah, fuck it. It's my 2 sons, my
Okay.
sons.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All my sons, all in the family.
Yeah, go ahead with your story. I'm sorry.
So yeah, so fucking they finally show up. Well, unbeknownst to us, they drive the truck around. They mark the mileage. I do know how to prove how many miles are between 2 towns.
Well, that's good. You've gotten this Google Maps thing down well.
Yeah. So, getting there. So now, it's late in the day, and they're starting to unload. Well, they're going twice as slow as they were when they loaded. So, they start pulling shit out.
What kind of fucking company makes you pay them by the hour? That doesn't make sense. How could that company possibly do business like that?
Well, I mean, like I said, it's all based on overages over the estimate.
Typically, it's
all
done by
based
the
on
weight
this.
of your stuff and the job. And based on the weight of your shit, so it weighs 5,000 pounds or less, you pay this much. And if it weighs 10,000 or less, you pay this much per move. It's not by hours, because what kind of goddamn company? I hope they went out of business if they're set up that way.
Well, they don't do that now, as far as I know. But that was the deal then. You had an estimate for time and people. And over that time, if you misestimate your load, right, and it takes them longer, then they have to put off other jobs, and they would charge you extra fees.
Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, we were just fucked. And so anyway, they're slowing down. They're moving shit even slower than before. And we don't even think about it, but the place we were moving to was a terrace. It was a terrace level apartment.
Yeah.
So they're going down one flight of stairs around the corner into the apartment.
Yeah.
Well, we're not thinking about it because we're so upset at this point. We just want them to be gone.
Right.
Right? We just want everything off the truck and to be gone. We're not fucking paying attention. All our shit's in the breezeway. They've moved a couple things into the apartment, but really they're just piling it up at the bottom of the stairs.
Right.
Then, by the end of this, our shit is in the breezeway. And after all this time, it's like midnight. It's dark.
Yeah.
They've been moving for 2 hours after you're not even supposed to have moving trucks in the neighborhood.
Right.
So the guard from the new neighborhood starts hassling us. And he starts talking about he's going to call the cops and shit. So finally, they get everything off the truck. We still have furniture in the breezeway, and we're like, fuck it. Just get them out of here.
So you actually had to
And-
move all this shit into your house.
Yeah, we still had to move everything into the apartment. And like I said, this is just the difference between me now and me then.
Yeah.
Because now, I'd have let him kill me before I would allow that to happen.
Yeah, because you paid.
But I was a little kid.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, figuratively.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think at that was 2006, right? Yeah. Yeah, so we're 21, 22 years old.
Yeah, I didn't know. You know, he was like, look, you can call the cops. So, fucking then, by the time we call, because they hand us a bill, it's like, it was supposed to be like $450, something like that. He hands us a bill for like $975. twice as much as it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
We hit the roof. We're like, no, this is absolutely ridiculous. Well, fuck, it's 11:30 at night. And so we call the office. We get some night manager guy.
Oh, yeah.
And he says, well, here's what's going to happen. Either you pay me or I'm calling the police.
Wow.
And what we should have said
Call
was
the cops.
go ahead.
Yeah. But you paid.
Yeah, but we don't fucking. Yeah,
You
we
pay and
paid.
you're like, we'll try to work it out with the.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So they didn't even do that.
No, there was no
So you
promise
paid
of working it out.
double. You didn't
paid
even get all your
double.
shit moved. And you didn't get it moved into your place you were living.
So we still had stuff left over, and we spent until 2 a.m. trying to quietly shove everything in the living room, and it was awful. Yeah, we're both in tears. We're freaking out. There's stuff missing. We don't know where it is, if it was on the truck or still back at the place. We're exhausted. We never ate because we didn't know when the hell they were coming and going.
Oh, it's the
It
worst.
was terrible.
God, it's the
It was
worst.
terrible. If I had it to go back to that, there's you know me. I don't say this often. I don't have a lot of regrets because I know why I made my decisions when I made them. And I even know why I made those decisions because these were 3 gigantic dudes. What am I going to do? It's dark, you know?
Yeah.
And fuck it, man. Even if we called the cops, they can fuck you up and kill you and be gone.
Well,
You know
it's
what I
just
mean?
one of those. I mean, as like now, I kind of know how to handle shit like that. But at that age, you just don't know the kind of power that simply making a phone call can have and talking to the boss. Here's what you didn't know: the boss's boss.
Yeah.
Because all you're getting is some dude on a phone.
Well, and again, it was midnight.
Yeah.
So boss's boss wasn't fucking happening.
Sure.
You know, which was all part of the plan. What they did was that crew booked us for that day, and they were like, "Oh, here's what we're gonna do." We just got played.
Yeah, well,
we
plus,
just got
that
straight
just
up
sounds like
played.
shitty system combined. And it's funny because I did a move. The worst moves are the moves where you go barely across town.
Oh, because you decide to do it yourself.
Well, no. I mean, even using movers, it doesn't matter. So when we moved from Grovetown, Georgia, to Augusta, Georgia, last year, we bought a home in Augusta. We had been renting in Grovetown. We just hired some moving company off of Craigslist, right? Like Joe Ray's Moving Company. And he came by, he did a home visit. He goes, all right, here's what it's going to cost. Say $500. I don't know. We packed everything. He comes. What he had never done was drove to our new house. Now, the house we bought in Augusta is in a historic neighborhood, beautiful home. He didn't park on the street in front of the house. It's one of those weird neighborhoods where there's no parking or anything on the front of the house, just a yard and a sidewalk. The parking and all that's on the back of the house in an alley. And he couldn't get his truck pulled up all the way to the fence, to the yard line. It was maybe 20 feet away. And he goes, hey, sir, I didn't realize that I was gonna have to go this extra 20 feet. Can you maybe pay us an extra $150? And I was just like, no, it's not my fault that you quoted me a price. Now this is me at 29 years old, having this knowledge, dealing with enough companies, having enough confidence. You just didn't have it at the time. Where I say, hey, look, I'll fucking move the shit to 20 feet to the fence, and then you could do what you signed up to do. Or you can just accept the fact that you didn't do a proper site survey and do what you agreed to do.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So you didn't finish that move for another 2 or 3 weeks. Because I remember calling you on the phone, and you're just sitting in that empty apartment like, yeah, we still gotta get some more stuff. Hey.
Oh yeah, it was awful. It was just awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the worst. That wasn't the most comical, but it was the worst.
Yeah.
That was by far the worst. And that was even worse than the times that we decided, oh yeah, we were gonna do it ourselves. But that's because the do it yourself moves, like nothing, like the world didn't rain shit, you know?
Yeah.
Or we didn't have to deal with shitty people.
Yeah.
It was just hard.
Oh, just physically,
It was
like,
just hard.
God.
Yeah, just the longest day.
Yeah. Both of my worst moves are. I have 2. One's very quick. Well, they're both pretty quick to talk about. The first one, we moved when I was a kid. We lived on West Avenue in Carrollton, Georgia. We moved from this one house where I literally slept on the porch. The porch was my room, and we would I'm not making this shit up, man. It was a one-bedroom house with 4 people living in it. It was my mom, my mom's boyfriend, my sister. My sister's room was the vestibule as you entered the house.
Did you hang sheets or beads?
Wow, no, my mom, and I mean, she was a 7-year-old kid. It wasn't like she needed privacy. It was like you walked into the house, into her little room, which was the vestibule. There was a kitchen on your left. There was the living room. There was the bedroom, and then there was a bathroom, and then there was this little front porch. And I couldn't the porch during the summer. Like we kept plastic sheeting over the windows to try to keep it somewhat insulated.
Yeah,
but
good luck.
No, it didn't work. So my bedroom was a porch that we kind of closed off, but I had to sleep in the living room and stuff during the winter. So we moved from that house to the double shotgun house I talked about earlier. It was across the street. We moved across the street. That sucks, moving across the street.
Yeah, didn't you? Yeah, well, go ahead.
Well, fuck, you just walk everything across the street. Like, because you're not going to load it in a truck. So, I mean, it was probably 25, 50 yards. Not that far, I mean. But you got to pick up a dresser. And I think I was like 9 years old, so I couldn't carry the really big stuff. And I think we had one of my mom's boyfriend's brothers or friends or somebody helping us. But still, you're just going back and forth across the street. That's shitty.
That is a slice of Americana right there. You, your mom, and Uncle fucking Bob.
Yeah.
Carrying everything across the street in Georgia.
Yeah.
That's a fucking album cover.
Yeah, I mean, if you could picture it now. But the worst was, so I lived on this property owned by Georgia State University. In 2005, I moved there. In 2006, I had to move out. I was evicted because I had the audacity to be hospitalized for a week. And my roommates that I didn't get to choose, the university chose them. It was one of those deals where Georgia State University owns a large property in Stone Mountain, Georgia, about 25, 30 minutes outside the city. And we kind of were caretakers for part of the property. And we got to live there at a discounted rent rate. So I didn't get to choose my roommates. And I got evicted. So I moved into this loft. This crazy loft in Atlanta. It was kind of like guerrilla style. It was called the U-Haul Lofts. It's since been turned into very beautiful condos. It's over at, if you're familiar with Atlanta, Howell Mill and 14th Street. Shout out to Ihor, all the great people that live there. I met friends to this day from living in that loft. It was a great experience. I'm sure in this podcast we'll talk about that loft for years to come. It was the craziest place I've ever lived. It's the only place I've ever lived where I was able to write on the wall with mustard if I wanted to. We had trampolines in our loft. It was a 3-story loft. I mean, it was just insane, the size and all that. Anyways, I had to move.
It's a lost piece of history.
It is, and we'll go back to that. I don't want to make that the point of it because the loft we could talk about for hours. But I had to move out of the loft because the loft was being everyone was getting kicked out. They were going to turn it into the condos that it is now, and so we got kicked out of the loft. So I moved back in with Wadkin, back in Stone Mountain. So I was going to move on a Sunday, and I mean, I had moved. This is one of those points where I had moved like 3-4 times in the course of a year and a half. So I kind of burnt all the bridges. Like, you would help me move in there, which was awful enough, because to get into this loft, I lived in a 3-story loft on the 3rd story.
Yeah, depending on how quick you get through this, that was the other
you
one
had to
I was talking
yeah,
about.
so you had to load up shit. I mean, and it's funny that moving in there for you is like your most physically demanding move, and it was because it was just me and you, and it was bad. But you had to put shit on this big cart, take it to this big freight elevator, move it up, and then go down.
Fuck that, man. We didn't use any freight elevator.
Yeah, we did.
We went up the... No, I wasn't there for the freight elevator. We went up the fucking stairs.
I don't know about that.
No, I would remember this. Why would I make up in my mind walking up 3 flights of stone stairs that look like they belong in Silent Hill?
Well, I mean, but that was kind of the thing was you had to walk up from where you could park to where my loft was 5 flights of stairs.
Yeah, I know, but we were moving stuff, not furniture.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm telling you, man, I walked those stairs. Anyway.
yeah, maybe so. I don't know.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, I think Jacob helped me with the first part of that move, the bulk. And I think you came along later, and maybe we had to carry the stuff up. Well,
Yeah.
you caught just a piece of that shitty move. Moving out of there. Like I said, I was on the 3rd story. I had a room called the Bird's Nest on the 3rd story of a 3-story loft on the 6th story of the building. So 6 stories up. And I get my buddy Steve, rest in peace, to help me out that day. And because he was the only one that would at this point. And so Steve comes over there, and I'm like, it's cool, man. We got this freight elevator we can use. No big deal. But the freight elevator is not powered on Sunday.
Yeah.
So we had to move everything I owned out of there down 6 flights of stairs in August in Georgia. And if you've ever been in Georgia in August, moving a person's belongings down 6 flights of stairs is not something you want to do. And that was awful. I mean, I bitch about this last move I had to go through, and, oh, well, the movers showed up late, and, yeah, that sucks. But I physically had to carry, a couch down 6 flights of fucking stairs.
Yeah.
Which, that's just miserable.
It's a feat in and of itself, much less in a pressure cooker.
Yeah. Now, my funniest moving story, Keith Spillett, our great friend and curator over at tyrannyoftradition.com, was moving from an apartment to a house. And, he's from New York. Hey, dude, can you help me out? You and our buddy Dillette, the legend Dillette. Hey, you and Dillette come help me out. Me and Dillette said, yeah, sure, no problem. So we go help Keith out. We throw all this shit in the back of a U-Haul. We have to go to his mom's house to get this one couch for some reason, I don't know. From the 2nd story out of the house, and we had to go dispose of this couch. And we take the fucking couch. It's the heaviest thing I've ever... whatever, it was awful. We get into the thing. We've got all this shit and a couch in the back of this U-Haul. We just got to go a minute down the road to get rid of the couch. And I'm thinking to myself... I was like, well, there's only 2 seats in the U-Haul. I'll just hang on the back. We're only going like maybe a half mile down the road. I'll just hang on the back like a garbage man. So Keith and Dillette are in the front seat of the U-Haul. I'm hanging on the back like a garbage man. As soon as Keith starts to take off, it becomes apparent that he forgot to latch the U-Haul. So the fucking U-Haul just goes up, and I'm just looking at shit's all coming to me. I'm trying to hang on, like not let anything fall out of the U-Haul. I'm banging on the side of the fucking U-Haul like, Keith, stop! Stop! In the U-Haul, Dillette and Keith are talking, and Dillette goes, hey man, you hear something back there? I think Matt's in trouble. And Keith just goes, yeah, I always knew that guy was weird, making so much noise. So I got like shit pelting me in the face. Anyways, we realized that Keith isn't going to dispose of this couch properly. He's just going to put it in the back of this store. Like there's like a little strip mall. He's just going to throw the couch by the dumpster.
Well, he's from New York.
Yeah. So there's Keith, the New York guy. We start dumping the thing. This guy, there's a little butcher shop in there. And he comes out. He's from Boston. So I go, hey, what are you doing there? You can't put that here. And he's like, what? What you say to me? And so we've got these two cliched Yankee accents going at each other. You can't put your couch there. Dude, you can't tell me where I can put my fucking couch. I'm like, this is goddamn insane. So Keith's like, dude, just drop the couch here. This guy can't stop us. Well, I'll call the fucking cops on you. And I'm like, hey, you might want to latch the fucking U-Haul because he's like, oh, is that what happened? I thought you were just being weird.
God, Jesus.
So that was my kind of most silly moving story.
So I don't remember what move it was, but we were helping you move one time. Do you remember the trailer? This was the move that at the end of the day, I had to call Mom because I had a trailer attached to the 4Runner. And I had to get it to the owner's house of the trailer, who for some reason, and you know who the owner was, a former band member of yours, had agreed to let you, the Matt, have his trailer for the day.
Oh, that was yeah. That was the loft move.
Yeah, I didn't know how to get the trailer off of the car. And you were like, you were done. At the end of that day, you were done. You were like, here's the keys to the trailer. Here's the address. Asta. And you took off. And I don't remember what happened about that. But, man. Like, so, I had to call Mom. I got this fucking trailer. I don't know what to do. And so we drive it out there. Get in touch with them. They finally help us figure out how to get the fucking trailer off. And it was dark before we left. And I don't know what happened, but, like, I know that after that, like, you and me actually didn't talk for a couple of months. Like, I don't know why, but at the end of that day, I wish I could remember the rest of the day. Because something happened. I do not remember what, but something happened, and it was like, we're done. We're just done.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And you were gone.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It's funny now.
Oh, I know what happened. I was so broke I couldn't afford a cell phone anymore.
Oh,
that was when I
okay.
didn't have a car either, remember?
Yeah.
Because my car
So
had
that's
been
what
stolen.
happened.
So I didn't have a car. I didn't have a cell phone. So that's why we didn't talk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was only like a week or two after that I lost my cell phone.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah, so that's what that was. But yeah, I don't remember what happened, but like halfway through that day, it was just like, fuck this.
yeah.
Like, we were supposed to go back and try for another load or something. It was just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Man, it was just over. That's what a move will do.
Yeah, a move will ruin your life.
It'll make you an animal.
Yeah, I tell you what, moving so much has done for me. I see all these fucking people, man, they're pack rats. I have streamlined my shit so much. I'll tell you what got the axe on this move. I'll say I've streamlined my shit so much that I don't have excess stuff. Like my house, you walk by a house and you look in the garage and it's just full of shit.
Yeah.
That ain't my house, man.
No.
Like I said, I gave you the stats earlier. I have only lived somewhere on average for 14 months in my whole life. And when you gotta fucking move that shit all the time, you dump it.
Yeah.
And so...
Yeah, we trim down every single time.
Oh, every time. And I've gotten it down to a science. My wife and I can unpack our entire house now in about 10 hours.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's quick.
Everything I have to my name other than furniture, I can fit in a room.
Yeah, and, I mean, the thing that finally got the axe this time were the books.
Oh, yeah.
I've got 4 boxes of books sitting beside me right now. I'm like, you know what? I fucking unpack these things and do it every time. And you know what? I'm going digital. I saved 1 box worth of books, like yearbooks and, that kind of shit that I look at when I move. And let's talk about that for a minute. One of the only fun parts about moving. You have those boxes that you only look at when you move?
Yes. Yes. I still have 2 of them, but they're small now.
I've got 3 boxes, and that's, I found all sorts of great stuff in them.
Yeah.
But I only look at them when I move, and it'll have my pictures in it and my letters from back in the day and lyrics I've written over the years and, various band things from the music I've played over the years. But the books, that's just one of the funny parts about moving to me is like those things you only ever look at when you move. So I saved a box of books as the yearbooks and my favorite books of all time and my Super Mario 3, game guide. It's that, the important stuff. But I finally got rid of all the other books because I have a history degree. And when you have a history degree, you get a lot of books. Because for every class, you're going to buy 4 to 5 books. You do that for 3 to 4 years. You've got a couple hundred books sitting on your hands. But I finally was just like, fuck it. I don't need a copy about French furniture in the 17th century.
What if you have to write a paper?
I always kept them because I was like, oh, it looks cool when people come to my house and they see fucking books.
Yeah.
Which is a dumb way of thinking. I have never gone to someone's house like, oh, look at those books. I'll be your friend now. Maybe it's a conversation piece, but...
Neither do we often invite people to our homes that we don't know.
Yeah, that's true. It's not like I'll just have random... It's not like you're coming to my house and going, oh, Matt, is that a book about 16th century worker issues in Italy?
No, I'm saying, hey, wow, Super Mario 3 guy.
Yeah. But you don't even look at that because who the fuck knows what I have? You ain't looking at my bookshelves. Nobody is. Who the fuck cares?
Because I remember having a phone call about you writing that furniture paper.
Yeah, well, that's...
I don't need to read the book.
Yeah, exactly. So we finally pared it down. And
pared it down to Scary Stories 3, Super Mario 3, and Kurt Vonnegut.
Yeah. Honestly, that's pretty much what I'm left with, and some unfortunate yearbook photos,
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we are moving warriors. As is exercise, We didn't get your exact stats, but like I said, man, 20 plus moves for each of us. We're only 30 years old, and hopefully we'll both be in a place where we'll be settled for a while.
Yeah, I think I am. I hope I never move again.
And I know I've got a few more in me, but God, it would be nice to... I've never lived anywhere longer than 45 months, and that was as a pretty young kid. That was like ages 9 to 12. So I would love to just, as an adult, live somewhere for longer than a minute.
Yeah, it is funny, too, because, there does come a day in your life where there ain't no help moving anymore.
No,
you have a period in your life where you have people where you can get help moving or doing big stuff, but, man, it was like 28, 29.
Well, because the rule is, as I see it, with friends, with moving, you can ask once. And I probably pushed that, but I don't think I had many people move me more than once. I think you only helped me once. Everybody kind of helped me once. Maybe, of course, Jacob, the champion, probably helped me twice. But, one time's about all you can ask a friend to help you move.
Yeah.
So, it's expensive, it sucks, and it destroys you. It just destroys your soul.
Yeah, it is bad. And I remember being an idiot when I was younger and being like, oh, I can't wait to move. It's such a, I'm going to get to unpack my stuff.
No.
And then you finally get there and you're just, oh, fuck.
The joy of moving has lost all of its luster. Yeah, I don't.
And honestly, I think that's just generally losing optimism.
Yeah.
I think it was false even then.
Yeah, I have...
Now I'm just a realist. I don't go, you know what? No, we'll make it this and it'll be great. When I hear something like that, we got to move. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just finishing up and yeah, I'm done with it. I'm just done with it.
This is going to suck.
So, but yeah. So that being said, here's to moving. Look, if you're from Alabama, we're sorry. that you're from.
Yeah.
Not that we talk bad about Alabama. We're just sorry that you're from Alabama.
Right. Move.
Yeah, get the fuck out of there.
Use our pro
Yeah,
tips.
we'll tell you how to get out of Alabama. Just move.
And just this one time, you can do it yourself.
Yeah, just do what you got to do, man. Get the fuck out of Alabama. So
Go towards the light.